Once upon a time, a king decided to visit the Buddha during a rare moment in his busy day. As he arrived at the place where the Buddha was teaching, he paid his respects and settled down to listen. The Buddha asked the king what had occupied him at such an unusual hour. The king explained that he had been tending to his royal duties, matters typical of a king who enjoys the powers of sovereignty and the pleasures that come with it, and who rules over a vast and stable kingdom. The Buddha then asked the king a question. He asked the king to imagine your most trusted messengers coming from the east, west, north, and south. Each messenger reported seeing a gigantic mountain as high as the clouds, relentlessly moving towards the kingdom, crushing everything in its path. The Buddha asked, "Great king, if such a great danger were to arise, threatening all life, what would you do?" The king responded, "If such a great peril should arise, such a terrible destruction of human life, the human state being so difficult to obtain, what else should be done but to live by the Dhamma, to live righteously, and to do wholesome and meritorious deeds?" Buddha asked him another question. "I inform you, great king, I announce to you, great king, aging and death are rolling in on you. When aging and death are rolling in on you, great king, what should be done?" The king responded, "As aging and death are rolling in on me, what else should I do but live by the Dhamma, live righteously, and do wholesome and meritorious deeds?" To this, Buddha said, "Just as mountains of solid rock, massive reaching to the sky, might draw together from all sides, crushing all in the four quarters, so aging and death come rolling over living beings, Khatiyas, Brahmins, Vesas, Suddhas, outcasts and scavengers. They spare none along the way but come crushing everything. There's no hope there for victory by elephant troops, chariots and infantry. One can't defeat them by subterfuge or buy them off by means of wealth. Therefore, a person of wisdom here, out of regard for his own good, steadfast, should settle faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. When one conducts oneself by Dhamma with body, speech and mind, they praise one here in the present life, and after death, one rejoices in heaven." What we can learn from this is that the Buddha is telling the king that aging and death are like those great mountains, inescapable forces that no one can avoid or defeat with earthly powers. Just as no army, no clever strategy, nor wealth can stop these mountains, nothing can stop the advance of aging and death. Emphasizing that all beings, nobles, priests, merchants, workers, outcasts and scavengers, are equally subject to aging and death, he highlights that aging and death spare no one and crush all, just like the towering mountains. The Buddha is advising the king and all those listening to cultivate wisdom and understanding. He encouraged them to have steadfast faith in the Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. This faith and the accompanying righteous actions, he explained, are the best preparations for facing the inevitable challenges of life and death.